I'm going to tell you something most dog channels won't, because it makes the video less satisfying. There isn't a clean answer here, and anyone giving you one is skipping the part of this breed comparison that actually matters. But I'll give you my real opinion anyway, because that's what you're here for, and I think most people get this matchup backwards. The Dogo Argentino exists because of one man's specific obsession. Antonio Norez Martinez, a doctor from Córdoba, Argentina, spent the 1920s and into the 1940s crossing roughly 10 breeds, the old Córdoba fighting dog as the base, plus Great Dane, Boxer, Spanish Mastiff, Irish Wolfhound, Pyrenean Mastiff, and a few others depending on which historical account you trust, with one target outcome: a dog that could hunt wild boar and puma in coordinated packs across the rough terrain of the Argentine countryside, without breaking down from injury. That's not guard dog breeding. That's predator takedown breeding, which is a different animal entirely. And I think people conflate the two constantly. A dogo built to corner a 300-pound boar and hold it until the hunter arrives has a relationship with physical confrontation that most domestic dogs simply don't have. It's not reactive aggression. It's committed, methodical engagement. The breed was banned in the United Kingdom under the Dangerous Dogs Act of 1991. And whatever you think about that legislation, it tells you something about how seriously a government body assessed the breed's physical capability once it started showing up in incident reports across Europe. The Rottweiler's whole story runs through cattle, not predators. Centuries of moving livestock that outweighed the dog by hundreds of pounds, developing a specific kind of stubborn pressure application rather than a takedown instinct. Different job, different temperament shaped by it. Here's where I want to push back on the standard comparison everyone makes. People put these two breeds side by side and immediately go to bite force and weight charts, like the answer is sitting in a spreadsheet somewhere. I don't think it is. I think the actual answer to which one would a burglar fear more is a psychological question, not a physical one, and almost nobody frames it that way. The Rottweiler reads as known quantity to someone with criminal experience. Big, dark, probably going to bark, probably going to charge if provoked. Here's where I want to push back on the standard comparison everyone makes. People put these two breeds side by side and immediately go to bite force and weight charts, like the answer is sitting in a spreadsheet somewhere. I don't think it is. I think the actual answer to which one would a burglar fear more is a psychological question, not a physical one, and almost nobody frames it that way. The Rottweiler reads as known quantity to someone with criminal experience. Big, dark, probably going to bark, probably going to charge if provoked. And I've talked to a couple of guys over the years who worked security and dealt with plenty of property crime cases. Describe the Rottweiler's threat signature as legible. You can see it coming. That doesn't make it less dangerous. It makes it less paralyzing. The dogo is a stranger animal to encounter, even visually. Pure white, athletic in a way that doesn't look like a typical guard dog silhouette, moving with a kind of fluid economy that doesn't match what most people picture when they think dangerous dog. There's a disconnect between what the eyes register and what the brain expects. And in a high-stress, low-light moment, that disconnect costs time. I think that disconnect is worth more than people give it credit for. I want to complicate this immediately, though, because I said something a second ago that's only half true. The dogo's reputation for hunting big predators doesn't automatically translate to home protection reliability. A dog bred to corner game in open terrain with a human hunter following behind isn't the same as a dog making an independent judgment call about a stranger in a hallway at 1 a.m. with nobody directing it. Those are genuinely different cognitive tasks, and breed history doesn't guarantee the second skill just because the breed nailed the first one 100 years ago. The Rottweiler, frankly, has more documented history specifically in human protection contexts. Working police and military programs across multiple European countries have run Rottweilers for patrol and apprehension roles for decades, which means there's actual operational data on how the breed performs specifically against human threats, not boar or puma. The Dogo doesn't have an equivalent body of work because that was never really its job. So, if I'm being honest about what each breed has actually been tested against, the Rottweiler has more relevant data. The Dogo has more raw shock value. I keep coming back to something a guy I used to talk to in a working dog forum said, years ago, that I've never been able to shake. He bred and trained both Rottweilers and Dogos for protection work out of a property somewhere outside Tucson, and he told me the difference wasn't about which dog would win a fight. It was about which dog made the intruder hesitate longer before deciding to find out. His answer was the Dogo, every time, specifically because of how rare the breed is in the United States. Most people, including most burglars, have never personally encountered one. They don't have a reference point. The Rottweiler is a known threat. The Dogo is an unknown one, and unknown threats generate longer hesitation in a high-stress moment than known ones do, almost every single time. I don't think that settles it completely. And I'm not going to pretend it does, just to give you a tidy ending. If the question is, which dog has more documented, tested, operational capability specifically against human intruders, the Rottweiler wins that comparison on paper. If the question is, which dog creates more psychological hesitation in the specific 3 seconds where a burglar is deciding whether to commit to a property, I think the Dogo wins it, mostly because nobody knows what they're looking at. Both are genuinely dangerous animals in the wrong hands, and genuinely formidable ones in the right hands. Neither belongs with a first-time owner who hasn't done real research into bite inhibition training, socialization windows, and the legal liability that comes with owning either breed in most American states. The honest answer to the title of this video is that the burglar fears whichever dog he can't predict. For most of the country right now, that's still the Dogo. Give it 20 more years of growing popularity, and that answer flips entirely. Which one of them is your favorite, Dogo or Rottweiler, and why? Tell me in the comment box. Both have their own specific traits. Like and share the video, and follow the channel as I upload interesting dog videos daily.